What's up, guys? Welcome to This Week in the NFL Wildcard Weekend. It is officially the playoffs. It is win or go home. So, this is really where the legends are made. So we will see, who emerges this year. There's always a breakout guy that no one sees coming. Yep. I feel like last year, or maybe not even, but I feel like Stephon Diggs is one of those guys where after that playoff run the Vikings went on with Case Keenum.
Yeah,
so I guess that was 2 years ago.
Miracle,
I feel like after that, everyone was like, wow, we've been kind of sleeping on Stephon Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see who's that version of this year. But before we get into the games that are going to be happening, I thought it'd be fun to look back at our initial predictions, to see where we were wrong, see where we were right. Mm-hmm. For the AFC and the wild card, we had the same four teams playing Texans, Browns, and Steelers, Chargers.
Yep.
Obviously, one of those teams actually made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So not the best, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But Steelers, obviously, Big Ben going down. The Chargers had all just a myriad of problems. Mm-hmm. And then the Browns kind of, institutional dysfunctionality. I mean, I don't really know exactly what happened to the Browns.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, but which of these teams was most disappointing to you?
Definitely the Chargers, just because of the fact that they just found ways. They were in close games all year, and they just found ways to lose games. Whether that's Phillip Rivers turning the ball over late in the game, or they just can't end up hanging on to the game. I think it's finally time that this 04 class is starting to head downhill with Rivers, Manning, and Roethlisberger.
Yeah, they all love throwing picks, and they all are now getting hurt. So, those guys are definitely getting near that's probably the bias I'm going to have to filter out next year.
Yeah.
Steelers and Chargers aren't, they're not, Phillip and Ben aren't what they used to be.
Right. I think Eli might actually be the first one gone.
Yeah.
I'm hearing he might be gone after the season.
Because I heard he doesn't want to be a backup again.
Yeah, I don't blame him, really.
I don't think he's a starter anymore.
Yeah, no,
he's probably done.
Yeah.
But when it came to the NFC wild card, I had Saints, Seahawks, Packers, Bears. You had Eagles, Bears, Packers, Panthers. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of those teams made the playoffs. I mean, I almost got Saints Seahawks as a matchup correct.
Yeah.
And but other than that, I mean, the Bears obviously let us both down this year. They kind of 2017 Jaguar themselves, where they had a really good year with this dominant defense, but an average quarterback, and then the next year they just couldn't replicate it.
Yeah.
So not really. I mean, Chicago's whatever. I mean, Mitch Trubisky's weird. I don't know if they'll ever have a high ceiling as he's the quarterback, but we'll see.
I mean, they've already come out and said he's starting next year, so I mean, they have some faith in him. Yeah. I don't necessarily see it personally.
I definitely won't be picking them to get back to the playoffs if he's the starting quarterback again. I don't think
they need more. They need way more offensive weapons.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. Yeah. But when it came to the first round buys, I thought it would be Chiefs, Patriots, Eagles, Rams. You thought it would be Chiefs, Patriots, Eagles, Saints. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we each got the Chiefs correct for a first-round bye. Yeah. The Patriots, very close, choked it away against the Dolphins. And then for me, the Rams didn't make the playoffs. And for you, the Saints barely missed the first-round bye. So, and then the Eagles, obviously, are in a wild card.
Yeah.
So, not bad. I got 7 of the 12 playoff teams right. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's pretty much the same I got the first year I did it, though. Yeah. So, not bad. As I said, I still got some things to iron out. Probably should have known the Chargers weren't going to...
you never know, because, with the season they had last year, you would have thought they would have easily gotten back.
Joey Bosa, Derwin James, exactly, you hear all the names, I don't know.
They're just going to get better, and then they don't.
And, and it is funny to see how these predictions change over the course of the year. Mm-hmm. The Browns are, I thought they'd go 10
I feel for picking the Browns.
Yeah, no, I'm I should have known that wasn't going to work. Especially in year one.
It wasn't going to go that well.
Yeah, it might work next year, but I should have known it wasn't going to work this year. Mm-hmm. But moving on to games that are actually happening this week, I'm going to be doing the AFC, and the first one is Bills-Texans. Mm-hmm. And, obviously, this is it's a good matchup. It's the 4 versus the 5. They have very similar records. They actually both might be 10-6. Maybe the Texans are 11-5. But obviously, the Texans kind of had a really up-and-down year. Huge wins over the Patriots and the Chiefs, but big losses to the Broncos and Panthers, and then just kind of got embarrassed by the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens kind of ran them out the building like they were the Bengals or something, So, the Bengals probably played better against the Ravens, honestly.
Yeah.
So, Texans super up and down team. They're a little banged up. Mm-hmm. Laramie Tunsil, Fuller, J.J. Watt, and Kenny Stills, all listed as questionable. So, even if all 4 of those guys play, they're not 100%, and, you want to be 100% for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And
Bills,
what were you saying?
You can go.
No, I was just going to say, with J.J. Watt, with that pectoral injury he had, it's going to be, I'd be serious. I had heard he was playing, but, I wouldn't be surprised really either way, because I know how much heart he has and how much he probably wants to be out there.
Yeah, and
But I'll just be curious to see how much it's still affecting him, once he's out there. Because I feel like it shouldn't be an issue seeing him out there.
Yeah, because if he plays, will he be 100%?
Yeah. But Laremy Tunsil's going to be big for him, too.
Huge, yeah.
Bills have a solid front seven. So
yeah, and that's where I was actually going to go with my point about the Bills is I know what I'm getting from the Bills.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Bills plus 125 money line, I think I'm going to take it because I like the Bills in this game because, as I said, I know what I'm getting from them. They're going to play really good defense. They're going to run the ball and throw short routes to Cole Beasley, and then they're going to hit you with a deep ball to John Brown. And that's, I know what I'm getting. If Josh Allen can avoid turnovers, this Texans defense isn't anything special. They're not going to, they're good. Especially if J.J. Watt plays. That's obviously, that last year they had Clowney and J.J. Watt. This year they had neither of them. In like week 17, and before when J.J. Watt was hurt. So, I'm not terrified of the Texans defense, and I think the Bills will just kind of be able to outlast them and play good enough D.
I think they'll be pretty physical up front. The Bills O-line, and then Devin Singletary has been doing really well this year, too.
I love Devin Singletary. Beast.
So,
and then also the Bills defense, if you were to say they have a shortcoming, it would be in the run game, and Carlos Hyde doesn't terrify me. Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins do. So the Bills definitely, it's a good matchup because you got Trey White on DeAndre Hopkins. Can't wait to watch that. It's going to be fantastic. So I think the Bills just kind of match up badly with the Texans for them.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be getting after Deshaun, and they're going to play good in the back end, and they're going to kind of run and control the clock. So I do like the Bills.
I like the Bills too, honestly. And then, as Justin said, he's covering the AFC. I'm going to be covering the NFC. So my first game, we got the Vikings and the Saints. These teams have obviously had a pretty interesting history recently with the Minneapolis Miracle 2 years ago in the playoffs. And then last season they played each other as well, and the Saints won that one in Minneapolis 30-20. So obviously these teams have both been pretty good for a little bit now. A little bit different this time around just because Kirk's let them team this time. I've been huge on the Saints all season. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. I picked Drew Brees to win MVP. Sean Payton to win Coach of the Year, which looking back wasn't very realistic. But I'm still big on them regardless. They did a fantastic job without Drew Brees when he had his thumb injury. Teddy Bridgewater came in and played fantastic. So I'm really not concerned with them. Kirk still hasn't won a big game, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned. And Drew has obviously proven that he can do that.
For 20 years.
And they're in the Superdome, which is really hard to go to in the first place and win a game. So honestly, I'm picking the Saints, and I think that they can cover the -8 spread as well. Just pretty much because of the fact that Kirk Cousins hasn't really shown me that he can play well in or not even play well, just come out and win in big games. Also, the Michael Thomas has been listed as questionable, I think, for this game with a hand injury. Yeah, I'm assuming he'll end up playing just because it's the playoffs. But he's coming off pretty much one of the best regular seasons I've ever seen by a receiver. Really,
yeah,
1,700 plus receiving yards. He broke the single season reception record with 149 receptions. This dude's literally lived up to his Twitter handle. You really can't guard Mike, so I really like the Saints. The Vikings are getting Dalvin Cook back, though, which is going to be huge for them because they've pretty much been living off him all season.
He's kind of the lifeblood of their offense. The rest of the offense goes as Dalvin Cook goes.
And I think a big thing, too, if the Saints end up dropping this game, it'll be because of the defense. They've shown signs, they've had moments where they've been kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I could definitely see this one getting pretty high scoring.
Yeah, no, I definitely can too. But like I said, I like the Saints -8.
Yeah, I definitely think I would also like the Saints. Just not yet, because I just don't think I'm gonna, bet on Kirk Cousins to win a big game until he does it. I think I'm just gonna kind of assume he's not gonna do it until he does it.
And that's pretty much
which might be the wrong way to look at it. Yeah, but I don't really care.
Yeah, but it's a fair assumption.
And also kind of going right into my AFC game. I thought the Titans at Patriots.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume the Patriots are going to win until they lose.
Yeah.
And that, I know they backpedaled into the playoffs. They lost to the Dolphins. The offense hasn't looked as good this year. Titans are one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
They are.
Everything seems like, maybe the Patriots are done.
Yeah.
But that's what Bill Belichick wants, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's got to the point where he needs to motivate his team somehow.
Yeah.
He's going to say, listen, we haven't played on Wildcard weekend since 2009. People think we can't do it. Tom, people think you're old. He's like, people think you needed an extra week to rest. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to murder them. It's a 5-point spread, so obviously they don't have to murder them for that to win.
Yeah.
But if they come out and, Ryan Tannehill throws 3 picks, and, Derrick Henry will probably still get his because the Patriots run defense, and Derrick Henry really, really good. Yeah, but I can see them forcing some turnovers, getting after the crowd in Foxborough. I mean, but also, I don't know. I could also see the Patriots fans kind of being like, oh, we're in like the wild card, like it's just like, like this is easy, and like kind of just overlooking this game, which I could see happening. But I feel like the consensus though is that the Patriots are on like serious upset watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I was gonna say if they drop this game, I don't think it's crazy to say that the dynasty might be over.
Oh yeah,
I don't care how good of a record.
Yeah, with all the stuff about like all those weird coincidences with Tom Brady, the not being able to franchise tag him, the selling the houses,
Yeah.
But I mean, as I said, I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not believing it until I see it.
Yeah,
and that is the way I'm going. Yeah. I think, especially in the playoffs, because it happens they have 6 Super Bowls in the last 20 years for a reason.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, this game is personally a toss-up for me too. Like just because of how hot the Titans have been.
Yeah, they have been on fire.
If they haven't been as hot, I'd definitely be like.
And also, if they weren't playing the Patriots, I would. If they were playing the Chiefs, I would be pretty terrified.
Yeah,
because they already had beaten the Chiefs. And, I mean, but I think the Chiefs getting that first round bye, they were my Super Bowl pick. And I think them getting that first round bye is that is amazing for them.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool finding out, like watching them find out in the middle of the game too last week.
Yeah. That place went crazy.
Yeah.
And like you see everyone on their phones, like just like realizing as the word spreads. Like, definitely a pretty cool thing.
Oh yeah. Moving on to the second NFC game of the week, we got the Seahawks at the Eagles. The Eagles barely squeaked into the playoffs this year and easily have the worst record out of any of the other playoff teams at 9-7. The NFC East has clearly been the worst division in football this season. I don't really think you would get any arguments on that one. And the Eagles have looked pretty inconsistent to me all season. The last 5 games in general, they lost to the Dolphins, beat the Giants, who was led by Eli, not Daniel Jones.
And they were down in that. It was like 17-3, I think.
Yeah, no, Eli came out, punched him in the mouth, and then they had to come back and tie it to go to overtime, where they ended up winning. Not a good look. And then they came back last second to beat the Redskins in Washington, which was also not a good look.
No, it was not.
Beat the Cowboys in a low-scoring game. I think it was like 17-9 or something like that. And then they smacked the Giants in Week 17, which is.
Did they finish with 4 straight divisional games?
Pretty much.
What the? That's pretty
much.
Oh, with the Dolphins and
Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, Giants. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I mean, schedule makers messed that up.
Oh yeah,
I guess that's how all the NFC East was so bad at the beginning of the year. Was because they all were getting beat by the other teams, and they hadn't got the win from each other yet.
Yeah,
so that's actually pretty fun.
I mean, I guess it ended up working out for the Eagles as it helped them squeak in, but. The Seahawks and the Eagles did play each other back in Week 12 in Philly. Seahawks won that game 17-9 in a close one. The Seahawks literally came up an inch short of winning last week and getting probably a first round, or at least winning their division.
Yeah.
49ers literally stopped them on the goal line on 4th down, I believe it was. Was it 4th down?
No, I don't know if about 4th down, but as time expired for sure. I think it might have been 4th down as time expired. Oh no, 49ers had to take a knee. So it's
so it's definitely 4th down. But
like 5 seconds left though.
Came up so close. Obviously, we know that they beat the 49ers the last time they played in San Francisco.
That was a great game too.
That was fantastic.
That was an almost tie.
Yeah, that would have sucked if that was a tie. But no, the spread on this is -1.5 for the Seahawks. I actually like that. Yeah, I like that. Just because of the fact that Carson Wentz hasn't beaten the Seahawks yet in his career. He's 0-3.
Interesting.
He's turned the ball over way more than he's scored against them. He's personally looked a little inconsistent to me as well. His receivers haven't really been able to catch a whole lot of stuff that he's been throwing. And pretty much because of that, I'm picking the Seahawks. And also just Russell Wilson. I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to explain anything.
Yeah. Russell Wilson in the playoffs, I'm feeling pretty good about that. But, I mean, the Eagles are a weird team because I had them in the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
They obviously very underachieved. But I think the Seahawks will win this game, and I do like the 1.5, whatever it is. I like it, and also it's low-key disrespectful. Not disrespectful, but it sucks when you're a home team for your playoff game and you're the dog.
You're the underdog.
Just because that's like, dang, you were the home team, and you're still not the favorite.
I see how it is.
But I also could see that now that the Eagles are in the playoffs, they have all the talent to beat any team in a 1-game series. This isn't best of 7.
Yeah.
It's, and, I mean, that's just the way the NFL playoffs are, though. I think the Seahawks are a better team. I think they'll win. But if the Eagles, get hot and win this game and the next one, would I be, absolutely shocked? Not really.
Oh, no, I wouldn't either. They're definitely capable of, doing that.
Yeah, and, I mean, also, though, as I said, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the offense is capable of it this year, but as I said, the Eagles are still a scary team because they still have so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
But Seahawks all the way.
Yeah.
Moving on, those are the only 4 NFL games of the week. Pretty light football week as we get towards the end of the year. We have 5 bowl games between today and then next Monday, I think. And then we'll talk about the national championship in next week's preview show because that'll be on the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
So we got 11 days till that. But there's some crappy bowl games. Cincinnati plays Boston College today, and then Indiana plays Tennessee. The other 3 teams aren't even worth mentioning. The other 3 games aren't even worth mentioning. You can go look them up if you want. But some games that we didn't really get to talk about these just because of the way the week and the schedule fell. But the New Year's games were yesterday. Today's the 2nd. And we had some really good games. Wisconsin kind of choked versus Oregon. Minnesota got a big win over Auburn. Alabama, Michigan hung around, but they dealt with them. And then Georgia took down Baylor. Which of these was your favorite? They were some great games.
Definitely. I think honestly, it's kind of. I was gonna say the Wisconsin game, but I kind of wanted to see the Big Ten win that one. I think turnovers were killer.
They had it the whole game.
Oh
too.
yeah,
Wisconsin
they outgained Oregon. The turnovers really just killed him in that game.
And also, why was Justin Herbert Cam Newton? Why was he just taken off for 3 rushing TDs?
Him and Trevor Lawrence became running quarterbacks out of nowhere.
They just decided to each have a 30-yard touchdown run.
God. I think probably the Georgia game just because I was so not certain of how they're going to play, and then they came out and looked the way that they did. Yeah,
and if Georgia loses that game, it's kind of a bad look for the SEC.
Oh, absolutely,
to lose to a Baylor team that had not,
They were literally 1-11 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they didn't beat they didn't play a team that had a number next to their name. They beat teams that were ranked at points during the year, but they never beat a team that was currently ranked.
Yeah.
They were 0-3. They lost to Oklahoma twice in Georgia.
Yeah.
So that would have been a bad look for the SEC.
Absolutely.
But also, I think if Charlie Brewer doesn't get hurt, I think Baylor might win that game. They were down 10, 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, kind of driving. He got knocked out. They had scored 14 unanswered, too. So Baylor was,
Georgia they were definitely coming back.
Yeah. Georgia was a little on their heels, but, the SEC showed they're the SEC. I was happy that Minnesota took down Auburn.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised with that. Shout out PJ Fleck.
Very good for PJ Fleck. Yeah, good for him. Good for Minnesota.
Maybe this is the start of a turnaround for their program.
Yeah, maybe the West won't be garbage anymore in the Big
Ten.
Yeah,
hopefully, dude.
Maybe Wisconsin would have walked to the finals every year.
I think this is their best season since 1904, which is ridiculous.
That's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I did not know. I would not have guessed it had been that long.
Yeah, exactly. So good for Minnesota. Great win against a good SEC team. Hopefully they can keep it up in the coming years.
And then I'm excited for this national championship too. We're not even going to get into that right now. Yeah, I'm already excited.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah. Also, dude, I do want to point out too. I thought Michigan. What was the final score of that game? 35-16 or something like that.
Something like that.
I think it was a lot closer than if you just look at the score, you'd be like, oh, Alabama probably ran the whole time. But it was literally a close game throughout pretty much the entire game.
Yeah,
which surprised me because I really didn't think Michigan had that in them.
Yeah, and Alabama scored an 80-yard TD their first play of offense. Yeah. And Michigan didn't roll over and die.
I'm pretty sure they came back and scored a couple unanswered.
It would be it'd be very easy to be Michigan in that game. Alabama scores an 80-yard touchdown the first play, and you're just we don't belong on the field with these dudes. You know what I mean? I want to go home. It would be very easy to do that. So, even though Jim Harbaugh is now 1-4 in his bowl games, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
I was going to say good for him, but 1-4.
Can't relate.
I don't think I can follow that.
Can't relate.
So, they're going to keep him forever. We'll see. This is a decent... I'm kind of... Complete side note, I'm kind of excited to see Dylan McCaffrey next year. Complete side note, with no more Shea Patterson, I feel like Dylan McCaffrey could be a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, no, I'll be curious to see how good he does too, because this kid was an Elite 11 quarterback. Obviously
he's
brother,
McCaffrey.
He's McCaffrey, so he has the genes in him. So
dad in the NFL, brother, all-purpose yard leader. Come on. So
you got the genes for it. So
yeah, you do.
We'll see how he does next year.
But with that, guys, I think that's going to be it. As I said, we're officially in the playoffs. Every week matters a little bit more from here on out. Running out of college football, but it's gonna be tough. In 3 weeks, there's gonna be no football.
Yeah.
Not 3 weeks because 4 weeks.
Roughly.
Super Bowl's in February.
Yeah.
But we're running out of time, so enjoy it while you can, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep. See you.
Oh, and like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, that too.